family that's bound to happen. And in a family this big, everyone has to contribute to something, whether it be cleaning, cooking, working. To make the family succeed, everyone has to set priorities. The same goes for our success, because it depends on the priorities we set for ourselves, and these are priorities that we can work towards as goals. Of course, actually setting these priorities takes effort on our part. I can recall in middle school, my focus was almost entirely on my computer, always gaming, avoiding assignments as much as I could until the procrastination finally got to me. Sure, I had a lot of fun at the time, but the fact of the matter was I needed to put in effort if I was ever going to get anywhere in the future. So I tried setting better priorities, working on improving my art, practicing songs on my little piano, and although it wasn't helping with my grades, it was helping me devote my time to things that would benefit me. When the pandemic struck, though, it felt as if the progress I made improving myself was lost. In the 8th grade, I fell back into my habit of gaming. So when it came time to move on to high school, I realized that my grades were going to start to matter. It would be the basis on which my career depended on. I reminded myself of a scripture from a wise book, which encourages to have full discernment and to make sure of the more important things. In other words, differentiating what's important from what's not. Really, it's essential to understand that there are things that are going to affect our lives more than others. And once we have that in mind, then comes the effort on our part to prioritize those matters first, creating a routine that suits those priorities. And of course, everyone has their own way of organizing and scheduling, whether it be through a calendar, planner, alarms. As long as it benefits you, use that. Now, of course, this doesn't mean you won't have time to play Marvel Rivals or research plans or doom scroll on Instagram. That's actually the idea of setting priorities. If you put all your focus on one thing at a time, starting from what's important, you won't have to worry or stress too much about it later on. Now, obviously, we will face distractions, which take our focus away for a minute. But we can limit the extent of our distractions. Headphones could help. So could going to a cafe, going to the library. But again, it all depends on what's in your reach and what helps you. Personally, every now and then, I love watching an episode of House MD on Amazon Prime. And that temptation to just keep watching to see if House's next patient actually does have lupus pulls me away from my assignments. But if the assignment has nothing to do with electronics, I try to put my phone far away from me so that I'm not distracted. And even if it does involve technology, I take out my computer to avoid my phone. I don't have Amazon Prime on my computer, and I don't game on my computer anymore. But it's simple things like that which can help to enhance your efforts when taking care of priorities. It's stressful for sure, but remember, you shouldn't walk out of this building crushing yourself in stress. Because although stress motivates us to do what needs to be done, that very same book from earlier reminds us that each day has enough of its own troubles. You'll already be under a lot of stress, so don't make it even harder on yourself. You have anchors to keep you stable, people you can rely on when you need to vent. It's true, though, that sometimes our mental state can deter us from doing that. I remember how difficult it was communicating with people when my grandmother passed, just before the senior year started. I didn't want to talk to anyone, and that's completely understandable for any of us. But at some point, I knew I needed to talk to someone about it. Family, close friends, teachers. And the same goes for both my grandfather and my spiritual grandfather. Now, I'm saying all of this because although it's okay to want to be alone for a while, it's also okay to break down when you need to. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Isolating yourself for so long only makes it harder to get through the stress. I know I wouldn't have gotten through the years without help. I know I wouldn't have been valedictorian without help. and I can't nearly express the level of appreciation I have. From Mama, Pa, Samara, James, Nancy, Jerry, Chris, Areli, Danya, Micah, Gabe, Nikki, Hannah, Linda, Lauren, Miss Walker, Delcurto, Hedrick, McCann, and the list. But know that you all encouraged me to move forward. And I know my fellow seniors have their own list, where they can't express their thanks enough to those people. But still, try to express it anyway. Really, because success all comes down to this. Thanking close ones for helping you. Your own willingness to ask for help. The help that took stress off your shoulders. Balancing the necessary stress to put effort into avoiding distractions. That very same stress differentiating what's important from what's not. That same mindset helping you to establish priorities. And we talked all about that, didn't we? I want you all to succeed at what you plan to do. Make sure you know what should come first. Set those as goals. And trust me, you'll have time for your hobbies. I only hope for the best to come your way. I love you, Ma. I love you, Pa. I love you, Samara. My fellow not just graduates, but friends. I can't wait to see what you'll all do in the future. Remember that we're all one big, irregular, imperfect, insane, but successful family. Thank you.